Hello, my dear friends. Very good evening from Slovakia. Operator name is Paul, and amateur radio call sign is Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango. Welcome to my second live stream this Sunday. Today morning, I was active from my portable station. Was running the Zygu 6100 transceiver and a magnetic loop antenna. I had some contacts with the QRP power on 12 meters and so on. Today's it's a big contest on the main band, so it was a little bit difficult. Okay, now I am here with my base equipment, with my base station. I am on the ICOM 7610 transceiver, which is the base 100 watt transceiver, the SDR transceiver. And also I have connected the HEXBEAM antenna. HEXBEAM antenna is 6-band antenna, and it is working from 20 up to 6 meter band. So it is a very good antenna for a small space. If you don't have much space in the garden or on your house, I think this is an ideal antenna. Actually, I have 2 elements on every band within 20 meter and 6 meter. Very good antenna. Antenna is placed on 7 meter high aluminum tower, and also I'm going use this a Chinese studio mic. Let's say this is the desktop mic purchased from China. It was very cheap, maybe 30 euros. This is connected to the 8-band equalizer, which I have here. You will see it in a moment. And this is connected to my 7610 ICOM transceiver. So that is my setup. This is what I am going to use. And yeah, the HEXBEAM antenna is a 2-element antenna. It's a beaming antenna. So when I want to focus on some specific country or part of the world, I am able to rotate my antenna towards this direction and focusing the signals and the power to this specific direction. I have a directional map, and I see on the map to what direction I would like to beam the antenna, and yeah, the antenna will receive much better signals from that direction. For rotating the antenna, I'm using the Yaesu G1000 rotator and also the G1000 controller. You will see this controller in a moment, and there you will see degrees values, and by these degrees values you can actually rotate your antenna and zoom or beam to this specific direction. Okay, so this is the information for the new ones, the ham radio, or for the new ham radios operators, or for the people who are just interested in radio waves and they are not yet amateur radio operators. We all are very happy for every single new ham, and if somebody of you is watching this video who is the new ham or who is maybe interested in this hobby, so I will be happy if you will join us, and you will become to be a part of this beautiful community, what we are. So maybe the other information, I am mostly a shortwave operator, so I am working mostly on the shortwaves, which is the lower part of the radio spectrum, and here on this lower part of the audio spectrum we are able to communicate between countries. We are able to communicate between within the continents, and there is no really big miracle when we can make contacts from Europe to New Zealand and so on. We don't need any satellites for this connection. We don't need an internet for this connection. It's completely over the radio waves. So the radio waves are spreading from my antenna, bouncing from the ionosphere, which is the part of the atmosphere, and it is going down to the Earth and to this desired or the target where I want to call. So this is how it works, and let's go to this hobby. I am going to show you some maybe contacts if I will be happy, lucky. I will be happy of course as well, but this is always depending on the actual radio propagation, because the path between me and the targeting contact station is not always the same. One day we can make contact, other day we can't. So wish me luck, and I hope that this will work today. So let's go. I'm using the SDR transceiver, so you are also able to see you will be able to see the radio spectrum, and on this radio spectrum you will be able to see the lines which represents the signals or the stations calling on this ham radio band. So here you can see it. And
thing, refrigerators and fans and that kind of thing, but not really prepared for long term with automatic generators that kick on or anything like that, Albert. Okay, well, I'm going to let you work.
So here you can see the station from North America. I'm located in Central Europe, by the way. So this station is from North America, from the another continent, and we call it the contacts like this. We call it a DX contacts. So this is the distance X-ray. So it's the distance we cannot predict, or this is the far away station, far away signal. So the DX contact from Europe to North America.
I will eat the lunch and so Phil, on the French, yeah, close.
L'indicatif au début et à la fin, tu te rappelles pas? J'en avais un bon. Et puis après, maintenant, j'ai pris le coup. Hein. J'ai pris le coup, puis ça va bien. Hein. Ça va bien. Après, tu penses même plus, tu fais ça automatiquement. Voilà, HI.
And this is the station from France, which is within the Europe, so we can hear the stations from Europe, also from the other continents.
Victor Echo de Charlie Tango Barré.
No, this is from Portugal.
Air amplifier, the aforementioned antenna up at 75 feet, where it is a dark evening, 12 degrees centigrade, raining and dark. How about that? A really cheerful, pleasant evening. Heading towards Halloween, you know, this is the kind of weather when the fairies and the gnomes and all those kind of things and the broomsticks come out over here.
All right.
2 Fox Italy Delta. Echo India 0, Charlie.
And this guy was from the Northern Ireland, I believe, or from the island. So here you can see my radio setup. Okay. So here you can see my radio setup. Here is this microphone what I have here on the desk. And let me show you. This transceiver is the mobile transceiver, mainly used for 12 meters, 15 meters and CB band or 10-meter band. Here is this 8-band equalizer, which is my microphone connected to, and this equalizer is connected to the ICOM 7610, which is the base radio or the base station. And right underneath this 8-band equalizer, you can see the power supply, which is the main power supply, which is supplying all this stuff over here. Up there, you can see the VHF, UHF transceiver, the desktop transceiver, which I recently made. Right here, this is the original speaker from the ICOM, and also here, which is the other speaker, which is the homemade speaker made of an old speakers for computers. I rebuilt this speaker. And here, this is the antenna rotator controller. As you can see, this scale over here and the degrees, numbers, and by these degrees numbers I know where I am heading my antenna to. So I am located in Central Europe, and currently I'm heading 320 degrees, which is northwest, and this is the direction North America. So if I want to focus my antenna to south, to Africa, I have to rotate it right there to the south. These all signals from the other directions will be attenuated, and this will be gained. So this is how it works. All right, this is my computer over there, and this is the mixer, what I'm using for my live streams. Okay guys, so let's do this, and I hope that will be a bit lucky today. Firstly, I have to find some clear frequency on this band. I'm using 18 megahertz band. The short waves are divided to a specific bands, so such as small parts of the bands, and each band has its specific options. So sometimes you can hear the station from North America over here, but at the same time you cannot hear the station on some other bands. So I will stay here on 18 megahertz because this is the one of the group of the bands which is without, or which is the contest free. As we have a contest today, it's occupied all the main bands what we are using on the ham radio. So the most used band is 14 megahertz like this, and let me show you how it looks like currently on this band. One moment. Well, this is how it looks like here. So you see that the band is completely occupied by the stations, and it is very crowded. It's very difficult right now to be there to find some clear frequency and calling CQ, because all these people on this band are calling for contest, and I'm not a part of contest today. So let's go back to 18 megahertz, and you can see that activity is not so bad over here. Good. You can see the frequency here. Here you can see my frequency 18165. So if you have a receiver, you can tune this frequency and you may hear my signal, maybe. So I am currently on 180 or 18165. This frequency seems to be clear. So let's ask. Hello, is this frequency in use? Is anybody on the frequency, please? Yeah, seems that the frequency is clear. Okay, you can see also the spectrum. And I just open it, my logbook. The logbook is very important thing. I'm logging the contacts I made. I'm logging also the reports and the name and the other stuff, time and date and the frequency and the band. All these things are saved, stored in the memory of this computer. Is this frequency occupied, please? Hello, CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Oscar Mike Zero, Echo Tango. Oscar Mike Zero, Echo Tango. Calling CQ and listening.
Whiskey 1, Echo Tango Charlie.
Okay, Whiskey 1, Echo Tango Charlie. Greetings to United States, Dave. My name is Paul Papa Alpha Uniform Lima from Slovakia in Central Europe. Back to you.
Thank you for calling CQ, and thank you for picking me up. I should be able to give you a signal report on the next over. You have a nice bright signal here into the coast of Maine, USA. Back to you.
Oh, USL Dave, thank you very much. You're coming here also very nicely. You're 56 right now, but the preamp is off. The preamp on my receiver is off, so I believe that your signal is stronger. You're 56 signal report, Dave, over.
Yeah, you're a 5-5 here into Maine. And just very, very clear, even though it's not swinging the needle that far. But very clear signal. And thank you for calling. Back to you.
Yes, okay, Dave. Many thanks also. My working conditions and the setup here, I'm using 100 watts now. I'm running 100 watts from the ICOM 7610 transceiver. And the antenna is 2-element HEXBEAM, which is beaming towards your direction, towards the United States. Whiskey 1 Echo Tango Charlie, Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango, over.
Thank you, Paul. I'm using 100 watts from an FTDX10, and that 100 watts goes into a ZS6 BKW antenna, a wire hung in the spruce trees here. And it's just about north-south, which means that most of the signal is going across the Atlantic in your direction. So that's the conditions here. OM0ET, this is W1ETC.
Yeah, Whiskey 1 Echo Tango Charlie, Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango returning. Very nice, Dave. Thank you very much for this, the very first contact, the very first DX contact today from my location. I'm live streaming this QSL, so if you are interested in here yourself, you can go to my YouTube channel, which is the Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango name or the nickname of my channel. Dave, many thanks for this QSO. I wish you a very nice day and 73. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Whiskey 1 Echo Tango Charlie, Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango, over.
All the best DX to you. Thank you very much. 73.
73. Bye-bye. And he is logged in, so I have a contact, the DX contact between the Europe and United States. Hello, CQ on 17 meter band, CQ 17 meter band, Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango, listening.
Kilo 2 Juliet Foxtrot.
The Juliet Foxtrot station, come again, please.
Kilo Delta 2 Juliet Foxtrot KD2JF.
Okay, John, very familiar. Very familiar call sign. Nice to meet you again, John. Kilo Delta 2 Juliet Foxtrot Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango. Beautiful signal finally. QSL?
Okay, Paul, I have a very, very light copy. You are 3 by 3, 3 by 3, and in the noise. QSL?
Okay, 3 by 3 only, 3 by 3. Thank you very much, John, for the 3 by 3. You're 54. You are 54, 5 and 4, 5 and 4, John. QSL, how did you copy?
Okay, very good, Paul. You came up a little bit that time. You're about a 4 by 4, about 4 by 4. And good to hear you on 17 meters. I think it's our first contact on 17. QSL?
Yeah, QSL, John. I'm also very happy. We have actually 13 contacts. 13 contacts already. So this is the contact number 14. Perfect. Very nice. Most of them are on 17 meters. 73, John. Thank you very much for the QSL today. Kilo Delta 2 Juliet Foxtrot Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango over.
Okay, Paul, very good. You were 5 by 7 that time, so conditions are getting better. Good to talk to you again, and hopefully we'll talk very soon. Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango, this is KD2JF, Huntington, New York, 73.
Okay, John, many thanks, and thank you to be a part of this live stream. Kilo Delta 2 Juliet Foxtrot Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango. Have a nice day, and 73. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Paul.
All right, so let me explain also signal reports. I'm getting signal reports like 53 or 57. What it means, or the 59. That means that the signal report divides to two numbers. The first one is from 1 to 5, and the second one is from 1 or 0, sometimes from 1 to plus 30, and maybe even more. But the first digit means readability, or the radio, the readability, or the audio readability. So it depends on the noise on the band. If somebody strong is very close to this my signal and he makes some noise, this is the readability. And the second number is the signal strength. And the signal strength I'm able to read right there on the screen. So here I see that what signal is here. So if the signal is hitting number 7 like this, so let me show you. All right, so you can see here the S meter. So if I go down, or maybe here, you see here signal reports. And this guy is hitting number 7, so readability is perfect. I hear him very clear.
Echo Alpha, but you're very, very light. The Echo Alpha station again, please.
And he is hitting number 9, so I would say that readability is perfect. So readability 5 and signal is 9. So signal report for him is a 5 and 9. So his signal is beautiful. And that is how it works. And we are exchanging these reports every time when we are successful with the contact. So let's continue on the frequency 165. Hello CQ on 17 meter band, CQ 17 meter band. I am Oscar Mexico 0 Echo Tango, Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango, calling and listening, over. CQ, 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 CQ17, CQ, CQ, CQ17, CQ17, Oscar Mike 0, Echo Tango, Oscar Mike 0, Echo Tango, calling CQ 17 meter band and listening. Sometimes we have to be very patient because not always it is so easy to make a contact on the bands. Sometimes you have to call maybe 20 times, maybe 30 times CQ to get some contact. Otherwise, you can scroll across the band and find somebody who is also calling CQ and you can make a call with him. Hello CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Oscar Mike 0, Echo Tango on 17 meter. Oscar Mike 0, Echo Tango, calling CQ on the 17, over. There is also one maybe question why I'm calling on 17 meter and I see the frequency 18165. This is the reason that the reason of that is that we have the frequency and the radio waves are like a waves, and this wave is it has some length. We could say that the length of the wave, the sinusoid, actually is some length. And when is the frequency higher, the length of this sinusoid is shorter. And if we count 18 megahertz, the length of one sinusoid is 17 meter long. Yeah, that's pretty low frequency and pretty high or long length, 17 meter. And that's why we are calling CQ17, because these bands like 14 megahertz is 20 meter long wave, or maybe 30 megahertz. This is also ham radio band, is only 10 meter. So as higher you go, the length of the wave is getting down. So there is also 2 meter band ham radio band, and this is the frequency 145 megahertz. So that's the reason why I'm calling CQ on 17 meter and I'm on 18 megahertz band. Hello CQ, CQ on 17 meter band, CQ 17 meter band, Oscar Mike 0, Echo Tango, listening. CQ, CQ, CQ on 17 meter band, CQ on 17 meter band. I am Oscar Mike 0, Echo Tango, calling and listening. Hello CQ, 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 Oscar Mike 0, Echo Tango, Oscar Mike 0, Echo Tango, calling CQ on 17 meter band, over. That's very weak. Station with India in the call, station with India, come again. Hello, CQ, CQ17 and CQ17, Oscar Mike 0, Echo Tango. It's possible that there is another chat on the same frequency. It's happening very often. But there is a QRP station. At the QRP station, come again. A QRP station, come again. So, what is the QRP station? The QRP station means it is the station with a low power. I'm using 100 watts. And there are some activities or stations which are running only 5 watts, for example, or 10 watts on phone. The station which is running 5 or 10 watts, we call it like a QRP station, and they mostly have a small antenna, maybe portable activity. So it's the people who are driving and standing and using a small whip antenna on the car and calling from a small transceiver with just a small power like 5 to 10 watts. Most of the time they are very tiny signals on the bands, but if we have a good radio propagation, we can hear them very strong sometimes. But the QRP is very funny. It's a very funny activity. I'm doing QRP very often because you can sometimes do beautiful contacts with QRP and small antennas. So definitely you don't need definitely very big antennas. Maybe the dipole is okay. I'm using a magnetic loop antenna. So there are millions of antennas types or designs what you can use with a QRP activity. Hello CQ, 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 Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango, Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango, calling CQ on 17 meters band and listening. CQ, CQ 17 meter band, CQ 17 meter band, Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango, calling and listening. LCQ, CQ17, CQ17 meter band, Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango, Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango, CQ17. Okay, as you can see that I'm getting no answer from my CQ calling, so I'm still able to go to another band. And this is truly amazing stuff on the ham radio, that if the propagation's gone where you are, currently we are on 17 meter band on 18 megahertz, all modern radios have the band stack actually. So in this case I can select the other band. I'm currently here on 18 megahertz. I'm not sure if you see that. One moment, I will make it bigger. So right now you can see the band stack here, and we have the bands what this radio can work on. This is 1.8 megahertz, 3.5 megahertz, 7 megahertz, 10 megahertz, 14 megahertz, and 18 megahertz, and 21, 24, 28, and 50 megahertz. All of those bands are shortwave bands. Instead of 50 megahertz, this is the VHF band already, but it's still in this radio. 1.8 megahertz is very close to the middle waves, which are pretty big waves. It is 160 meter, one sinusoid, one wave, 160 meter. So if you wish to have an antenna or the dipole for this band, you need half of this length. So you need 80 meter long wire. That's a pretty huge antenna, 80 meter long wire for this band. So you don't see many stations over here because of these requirements for the antenna. 3.5 megahertz is very often band used for local conversations, for the local chat. But it is 80 meter long wave band, so you need 40 meter long antenna. This is the 40 meter band, 7 megahertz, so you need 20 meter band, 20 meter long antenna. And this is the very good band because it's open during the day and open during the night. And during the day you can work locally, and during the night you can work the DX all across the globe or around the globe. 10 meter band is mainly good for the digital and a CW, which is the Morse code. You can know it like a Morse code. And 14 megahertz, this is 20 meter band, is you need 10 meter long dipole. So this is quite good, and this is the most used band because of the length. 10 meter is quite okay. So you need 5 meter and 5 meter and fed in the center, or you can use the antenna where is a length 10 meter long and fed this antenna in the end. Then we this band is open during the day, but also when is a good activity on the sun, because the activity on the shortwave depends on the sun. You can hear the station even in the night time. And this is the DX band, because here on this band you can work whole Europe. Especially in the mornings, it's a very interesting band, because in the mornings you can work, let's say, Australia, New Zealand from Europe over the long path. So I'm beaming my antenna over the long path to the VK. Normally the distance between me and New Zealand is something around 10,000 kilometers. But this is the short path. This is the path which is the shortest path. But in the morning on 20 meter band, you can turn the antenna to opposite direction over the long path, and you can work those stations over the long path, which is 16,000 kilometers maybe, if I'm not wrong. Maybe no, I think 12,000 or something like that. I'm not sure right now, but it's much more than short path, and you can work it even with the dipole antenna, and maybe 10 watts, maybe 50 watts or 100 watts. That's really interesting here on 20 meters. 18 megahertz, I was there. This is mainly the day band. This is also day band, also day band. These bands are mainly open during the day. And as you can see that, let's say here 21 megahertz requires, which is the 15 meter band, requires only 7.5 meter long antenna. Not so bad. And somewhere between 24 and 28 there is a CB band, and you don't need any license if you wish to be on the radio. So 27 megahertz, 11 meters, and you need just a 5.5 meter long antenna. Or there are many verticals for this band. And 50 meters, which is the 6 meter band, is VHF, but somebody call it like a magic band. Why magic band? Because if this band is really open, you can work actually whole band on the VHF. If you work DX on the VHF, there is a minimal attenuation of the signal coming through the atmosphere, and then you can hear the stations with pretty strong signals and minimal noise, because on the upper frequencies is minimal noise. So this is how it works. So let's try another band. Let me do some more CQs before I go. Hello CQ on 17 meter band. CQ 17 meter band. I am Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango listening. CQ, 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 Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango, Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango, calling CQ and listening. CQ, CQ17, CQ, CQ17, Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango, Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango, calling CQ and listening. CQ, 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 Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango, Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango, calling CQ. And if we are talking something around about the license, ham radio license, that means that everybody who has the license, he has also its own call sign. My call sign is Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango. The first two letters means my country. Oscar Mike is the country of Slovak Republic. Number 0 in between, that means our local, my county in my case. It's my county where I live. And the last two letters, like Echo Tango, this is my personal. What I decide to use, like Echo Tango. Somebody may tell that it is interesting in CW. Somebody is maybe initials of his name and surname. So you can choose whatever you wish, whatever you wish. So this is how my call sign looks like. Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango. I'm from Slovakia. I'm from county of, let's say here, and my personal 2 or 3 letters. And as you can see, somebody calling CQ here. Yeah, somebody is calling me. Yeah, QRZ, please. QRZ, Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango. I heard a QRP station. Come again. A station calling Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango. Please try again. Go ahead with your call sign, please. A station calling me. Go ahead with your call sign, please. Okay, Paul, Alpha Charlie 1 Sierra India. Alpha Charlie 1 Sierra India. Paul, your signal report is very weak, but I see that you are QRP. Go ahead again, over. I will show you my logbook. So here is my logbook. Okay, I see that you're working with the magnetic loop antenna, Paul. Sorry, what is my signal report? What is my signal report, over? I'm sorry, Paul. I was not able to read you. Could you repeat 1, 2, or 3 times? What is my signal report, Paul? You are 3 by 0, 3 by 0, 3 by 1, 3 by 0, 3 by 1. QSL, Paul. Okay, I think a 5 by 1, 5 by 1. Please confirm, 5 by 1, Paul. Roger? Okay. Yeah, QSL, 5 by 1. Okay, 5 by 1. Okay, thank you very much, Paul. Your signal report is 3 by 0, 3 by 0, 3 by 0. Please, what is your power? What is your power? What is your power, Paul? QSL. He's very weak. I'm a little bit struggling. I'm sorry, Paul. I'm losing you. The propagation's poor. But thank you very much for the QRP contact. Alpha Charlie 1 Sierra India QRP Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango. Paul, I'm losing your signal. Paul. 73 to you, and hope to see you by the better propagations. Alpha Charlie 1 Sierra India QRP Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango. Bye bye 73. '73, Paul. This is Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango calling and listening. Okay, Paul Necrosis, I believe it was you. So you was running 10 watts only. Okay, thank you very much, and also for watching this live stream. Thank you also for this QSO. Your signal report was 3 by 1 with me. CQ on 17 meter band, CQ 17 meter band, Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango. CQ, Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango, Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango, calling CQ. Charlie Tango 7 Alpha Whiskey Bravo, QSL.
Roger, Charlie Tango 7 Alpha Whiskey Bravo. Thank you very much. Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango. I'm watching you on YouTube, okay? Take care, you are 5-5, you will back to you.
Okay, Jorge, I believe your name is Jorge. My name is Paul, Papa Alpha Uniform Lima. Papa Alpha Uniform Lima. And thank you for watching my live stream. Your signal report is 51. You are 51, 5 and 1. QSL.
QSL, my friend. Thank you very much. You are a 5-5. I don't know this. I'm running here. It's a Zygo G90 at 20 watts. Okay, take care. 73. Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango, Charlie Tango 7 Alpha Whiskey Bravo.
Many thanks, Jorge, for this short contact. And 73. Have a good day. Okay, Mr. Jorge is from Portugal, which is within Europe. Contact. All depends on the radio propagations. What means the QSL? What means the QSL? QSL means please confirm. Please confirm. So if I'm asking or if I'm talking about the QSL, please QSL, so I just want to be confirmed on the other side. Well, let's go to another band, because 17 meters is getting worse and worse. It's dark already over here, so as I told you that the upper bands are the daily bands, or the day bands, sorry. So they are working mostly the best during the day, not during the night. So let me go to, I don't know. Yeah, and here you can see the mess. You can see the mess, actually. It's a contest time, and everybody is talking on the same band. On here across the bands, across the band you can see these stations over here, like here. So every single line is one station on 20 meters, and therefore during the contest it's very difficult to find some clear frequency somewhere in the middle of this line. This is actually impossible. So I am currently limited to the day bands. So the only band which are not allowed for the contest is 17 meter band, which is 18 megahertz, and 24 megahertz, which is 12 meter band. But it's question if there is anybody here. Let me see. 10 meter band, because 10 meter band is also daily band, but it's very nice for the DX. If this band is open, you can get very nice signals from all across the globe. But as you can see, there is no line instead of this line, which is local, which is the local noise. But there are missing any stations here on 10 meters, which means that the band propagations are closed. So there is really no chance to get any contact on 10 meters right now. But if you come here to this band, or if you tune 28 megahertz during the day on your receiver, you can hear plenty of stations, and mainly from a very long distance. So as we can see, 15 meter band, 21 megahertz. You see that 21 megahertz is still open and pretty nice, because there are so many stations. It looks like 20 meter band. But here on 21 megahertz, we can make stations from United States or from South America at this time during the evening time. It's also a very interesting band. So let me turn on the audio. Guy from Croatia.
Papa Japan 4 Golf. Fox 8 Charlie Radio Sugar 599. Thanks, Papa Japan 4 Golf. United Whiskey 5 Yankee 599.
Papa Japan 4 Golf.
Okay, this guy is Papa Japan 4 Golf. So let me explain. If Papa Japan means that this guy is from Brazil, from South America, and he is calling CQ in the contest, so he's trying to get as more contacts as is possible. This is how it works. So as you can see that I am limited currently to 17 meter band. So this is the only band where I can work, and sadly that this band doesn't look very open, but I can try to call somebody here. Maybe he will be interested in contact. Let's try.
Band Yaki by mostly 3 elements working on this band, over.
Yeah, this guy has beautiful audio. Anyway, the short waves are very well known because of the single sideband. What is the SSB? The SSB is the very interesting modulation. The most used on the broadcast. If you are listening to broadcast stations, you can listen in the AM mode, amplitude modulation mode. Here on this receiver you can see all available modes. As you can see, the first one is the single sideband, and here is the AM. The amplitude modulation is the widest, or maybe the FM, AM and FM. This is the frequency modulation, and this is the amplitude modulation. What it means, the amplitude modulation is a sort of signal. It's just a signal, and if you talk to the signal is changing while you are talking. So if you are talking, it is changing, it is vibrating. And the signal is vibrating on both sides of the signal. Let me show you how it looks like on the spectrum scope. So I will tune some very nice AM station. Let's say here. Oh, this is too wide. Cool. So I need something better. Okay, I need to switch to the AM. Alright, so we have here the radio China radio. This is the very common signals you can get. I cannot play music in my live stream, so sorry, I have to mute. But anyway, what is the AM modulation? So here you can see the AM modulation. Here in the middle you can see the signal without modulation. But if there is some audio in the signal, you can see these sides of this signal. Here is the one side, and here is the second side. This completely is the AM signal. The upper sideband, or SSB signal, is also based on the AM signal, but the difference is that you are receiving only one part of this signal. So you are receiving this one or this one. So I believe that this is the lower sideband and this is the upper sideband. The center, the carrier signal here in the middle, is filtered out. So you cannot hear this center signal, you cannot hear one side of the AM signal. Then we are using the SSB The SSB is divided to the lower sideband. In this case, I'm receiving this portion of the signal. And if I go to the upper sideband, I'm receiving the upper side of the AM signal. And why is somebody using the SSB signal and no AM signal? Why so complicated? Actually, there is the reason. The band, or the ham radio band, has some little range, and so wide signal. How many stations could fit into this window, let's say? So if we placed here the AM signals, I count maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 stations could fit here inside in this window. But if you are using the upper sideband or lower sideband, you can fit twice of them here on the same frame, in the same frame of this window. So this is the one reason. The first reason that it's not so wide signal. The other stuff is that if you are transmitting in AM, so you are pushing your power into this center carrier signal. Part of the power is pushing right here into the upper side, lower sideband, and the other part of your power is pushing over here to the upper sideband. So it's too much power into a too much wide signal. So the efficiency is not so well if you are transmitting in AM, because you are pushing too much power into the signal. So if you are using the upper sideband or lower sideband, you are pushing all your power into this portion only, and the receiver is receiving only this little part of the radio spectrum, so he can also receive you better, and your signal is better because you are pushing all the power into this part of the signal. So that's the reason why we are using the upper sideband. Of course, there is a less noise because many stations are spreading across the band, and there are much more spaces. It's not so wide signal, so you can actually even better to filter. There are some other modulations like a CW. If we go to CW, I will show you how the CW looks like. Let's say here. Okay, these little spikes are the CW signals, or Morse code. So you can see how sharp are those signals. So can you count how many signals you can fit into this little frame of the band? Maybe tens. So can you compare how effective is this radio operation, the CW? All the power you are pushing into the radio is in this little spike. And this spike is actually the center of the AM signal. So there is actually no upper and lower sideband because there is no modulation. It's just a signal, just a carrier signal and a beat signal. But you need to have a upper sideband or lower sideband receiver to be able to properly hear the signals as a beat. So let me show you how it sounds like. Okay, one moment. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I have turned it on the filter. One moment. something happened. Okay. So, and here we can hear this CW signal, which is very narrow signal and very efficient. So with CW you can make thousands and thousands kilometers contacts with a minimal power. This is the most efficient one. Sorry, it is one of the most efficient operation or the modulation, but you need to know decode and transmit in the Morse code. I don't know, so I'm not very often, actually I'm not here on this band because I don't know to work in the Morse code. Okay, so there are also the digital. Sorry, I accidentally turned something. So here you can see the other, like a digital. We have also the digital operations like RTTY or the PSK, or the most used operation or the modulation is the FT8. And it is over here. Yeah, this weird sounds is the FT8 operation. So let me zoom in here. Let me zoom in because as you can see I have to zoom in because this operation is the most efficient. Here on this FT8 modulation you can work whole world even with 1 watt of the power and some kind of antenna because of the efficiency of this mode. If I zoom in here, so here every single line is one station calling. This is kind of the digital modulation, the digital signal which is calling here, and the other signals are replying to them like this. You see, somebody is calling, the other guys are replying to them. So this is how the digital works, and if you don't have really efficient antenna or very small transceiver with a very small power, the FT8 is one of the modes maybe you can try to work. Good, so let me come back to my favorite, which is the phone, and I will show you how the phone looks on transmit. So I'm coming back to 65 and span. Alright, so I will call CQ. Hello CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango. Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango. See that it is on the right side from my carrier frequency. So here, where is this line? This is my carrier frequency, and this is the upper side band because I am in USB, which is the upper side band. So I'm using this upper side band. If I choose the LSB, lower side band over here, And now I will transmit in the left side of the signal. Hello CQ, 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 this is Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango. So you see that the lower sideband is used on the left side from the carrier signal and upper sideband on the right side from the carrier signal. This is how it works, and you always have to keep in mind that if you are very close to the edge of the band, which is 168 in this case, so if you tune your radio on 168, you have to keep in mind that you cannot use the upper sideband on this frequency, because all the frequencies on this side are out of the band. We are not allowed to work on the out of the band frequencies, and therefore we cannot be on the upper sideband on the frequency. We have to change the modulation to the lower sideband, and then we can be on 168. But there is one thing, all the frequencies about 10 megahertz. So if you are below 10 megahertz, you should use the lower sideband. If you are using the frequencies on up of 10 meter band, you have to use the upper sideband. So on the all bands which are up from 10 megahertz band, these are the upper sideband, and 7 megahertz, 3.5 and 1.8 are the lower sideband. Okay, as you see, the activity dropped down significantly since my last calling CQ. There are just a very faint signal here on this band. So let me call again and let's try. Hello CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango calling and listening. CQ, CQ, CQ on 17 meter band. I am Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango, Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango, calling CQ on 17 meter. Yeah, I'm on the lower sideband, sorry. I told you that all the frequencies up from 10 megahertz is the upper sideband. Hello CQ, 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 this is Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango, Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango, calling and listening. CQ, 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 this is Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango, Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango, calling CQ and listening. CQ, 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 this is Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango, Oscar Mike Zero Echo Tango, calling CQ 17 meters and listening. Very often you can hear very short beep like, or we call it a chirp. You can see here the chirps on the bands. You can hear it on the short waves. And yeah, somebody start transmitting the digital operation. All right, so there are some chirps sometimes, like sound like a. This is the ionosphere radars, or yeah, these are the stations or transmitters all across the globe. These stations are transmitting a signal into a ionosphere, and they are looking for a bouncing signal from the ionosphere. They are looking for a radio propagation, finding out how the propagation looks like in a real time. So this is it. This is not a natural origin.
How you doing, Wallace?
Hanging in there. Got some noise down this way. I don't know what it is.
Roger.
Do you hear that in there?
Yeah, whirly sound.
Roger.
All right, guys. So you see that the band is closing down, and it is dark already, and that's the reason. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this video. We all will be very happy for every single new amateur radio operator. So if you are still not sure if you wish to be a part of the ham radio hobby or ham radio community, I will recommend to you to buy a, let's say, cheap CB band radio like this. For example, of course, there are many others, but this is one of the CB radios which you can use also in your car, which you can use also as your base station over here. Or you can also buy a small SDR radio, which is something like this. It's not very cheap, but there are also maybe something in China. So you can see also this kind of receivers, which is very similar to mine, the ICOM 7610. And you can see also everything as I showed you in this video. So this is also very nice transceiver. Sorry, it is only receiver. So firstly, I would recommend to listen. Listening is the most important thing what you have to do on the radio. So you are learning and getting some experience with radio waves and activity on the radio waves. So the listening is the number one thing you have to do if you are going to a ham radio hobby. So you are getting some experience like the bands, the propagations, the radio contacts and the rules. We have some kind of ham spirit as well within our community. Ham spirit means that this is some kind of rules, what is good, what is not good to talk and to do on the radio. So you should not disturb somebody or jamming or talking bad things to the microphone or playing music or something like that. There are many people who are not really nice people. So this is the number one, listening, and you can also I told you that buy some kind of little CB transceiver or maybe receiver. Next, you can start on the CB band. On the CB band, you will be experienced in the ham radio or the radio propagations. You can get informations after time, when is the band open, to what directions, on what depends the radio propagations, and so on. You will find some basics in ham radio contacts, and then you can make, of course, your own license. You can get your own license. After you get your own license, you can be a true amateur radio operator, and you are very welcome to be here in our hobby. And I will be very happy to meet you on the bands as well. Good. The last thing what I would like to tell you is the radio propagation. This is the very important thing on radio bands. The radio propagation depends on the solar or on the sun or the solar activity. The sun is the source of the waves or the very energetic particles, and the sun has some cycles. It goes like a solar cycles, and one cycle terms 11 years. 11 years. Currently, we are in the middle of the solar cycle, so we are in its maximum. So when is the solar cycle in its maximum state? There are plenty of plasma coming to our or hitting our Earth, and which makes a lot of disturbances in our ionosphere, which is across our world, and it makes some troubles with communication. But on the other hand, the solar activity produces a lot of rays like microwaves and Röntgen rays, gamma rays. Everything is heading towards Earth, and it's energizing the upper layer of the ionosphere. When it hits the ionosphere is getting ionized, and after this ionization of upper portion or upper layer of ionosphere, this layer becomes to be like a mirror. And it's like a mirror for radio waves. So we are under a huge mirror in this case, and if you are transmitting with your radio on short waves, your waves are coming up there to this mirror, and it is bouncing down there to the maybe other side of the Earth, and you can make many hops. You can make 1, 2, 3, 5, even 6 hops through this kind of path of the signal, and therefore we are able to work actually whole world without internet and without any satellites, because we have actually a very huge mirror over our heads. This is happening when we have we are getting a lot of rays from our sun, and this is happening mainly or mostly during the solar maximum, which is the current time. So we are currently enjoying beautiful propagations in all across the bands, and that's the reason why you had seen so many signals on the screen, which I showed you, because we have this mirror over the head. When we are in the dark side of the Earth, when it's the midnight, let's say, so this ionosphere layer is not energized by the rays coming from the sun, and therefore this mirror is not so thick, not so energetic to be able to bounce the signal, and therefore you had seen that the radio propagation start fading on the band, because it is already dark already here. So this mirror is currently disappearing, and my transmitting signal are coming through the ionosphere out to the outer space, and they are not bouncing. So maybe the ETs, maybe the aliens are listening to my transmission, like my call sign, Oscar Mike 0 Echo Tango. Thank you very much, guys, for watching this live stream. I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope to maybe hear you sometime on the band when you will have some your license. And also thank you very much to the other guys who are already ham radio operators. I see in the chat there are many of you here, so thank you very much to be a part of this live stream, and I hope that you enjoyed. I know it was not full of the contacts, but I just wanted to give this live stream to the people who are still not ham radio operators, who are maybe looking for to be, and maybe I hope that I inspired to be a new hams, because we need a new people. More people means more fun on the bands. So 7-3 guys, 7-3 means like a good luck. This is a acronym or shorts. So I wish you 73, have a good day, and cross my fingers to be a new hams for the new ones. 73s, and have a good day. Enjoy the Sunday. Bye-bye.